Well, today's kind of been a shit show. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. So went out to go pick up a sheep, and let's just say it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. So I load up what I always load up. Kova's extra large dog kennel. Kova's 150 pounds. She can get in this thing, turn around, no problem. My ram, when you guys watched that video, I picked up my ram. He fit inside the crate, no problem. I know Elvis, the pig, he can fit inside this crate, no problem. He's a big motherfucker, so I didn't think there were gonna be any problems. Hey, beautiful guy. You got some girlfriends waiting for you at home, so let's get there, huh? However, when I drove 2 hours to get there and finally arrived, the owner of the sheep said she did not feel comfortable having her sheep inside that crate. She didn't feel like it was large enough. I told her that I think that it's gonna be okay, and I really think that it's not gonna be a problem. However, she did not concede. She did not think that it was gonna be large enough. I even asked, well, can we just move the crate and just kind of get a good size estimate just to see? She said no. I was really unable to do anything, even to get just an understanding of how large she thought it should be. Because at least if I get the crate next to the sheep and I can see with my own eyes that it's too big, that's one thing. And even it gives me a measurement to see what size else I should get. And no, that wasn't happening. What was not gonna happen with her. She then asked me if I had a livestock trailer. I told her I did not. I think they're a great idea. Obviously, that's how I got the cow on the property, but it hasn't been a huge priority for me since I don't have, a lot of horses. I don't have a lot of, I don't have a lot of cattle. Most of my livestock is 200 pounds or less with the pig, with pigs, the sheep. Goats are less than 200 pounds. Kova's less than 200 pounds. And so I've been able to use the crate just fine, so if I need to move, a cow, I can always borrow, like I said, I can always borrow a livestock trailer, but I haven't needed to use one to the point where I would invest the thousands upon thousands of dollars to get a used one. I mean, to get a decent used one around here is going to cost me about 10 grand. And there's lots of other things I can spend 10 grand on. Anyways, it doesn't change the situation I find myself in, right? I go 2 hours one way, 2-hour trip one way to pick up the sheep, and I can't do it. So while I'm driving home, I call my wife, and obviously she's disappointed because this is the one that she wanted. Like she picked it out, and I'm unable to deliver on it. And so she asked me, well, what are we gonna do, right? Which I appreciate because she knows how I am. She knows that I don't like to bitch and moan and complain. When something doesn't go right, she knows that I'm instantly in solution mode. It's just I'm a man, and that's how I am. And I appreciate the fact that she knows that about me, and she doesn't try to, play the psychology game of, which I don't want to call it a game, but she's not there to listen to my feelings about things. She knows that I want solutions. So she asked me, what are we going to do? And, I thought long and hard and tried to make light of the situation. I told her I'd play A Country Boy Can't Survive. I'd drink some coffee, and by the end of the song, I should come up with a solution. So I started thinking about some solutions, and on the way home, I stopped off my local feed store and told them the story, and started coming up with solutions. And just so you know, if you guys need therapy, right, go to your local feed store. I mean, if you really want to save some money, I mean, if you want therapy and you want to come up with good solutions, I mean, that's the place to do it. I mean, there are some old timers there. There's some wisdom to be found, at a local feed store. Let me just tell you. And actually, one of the gals who was there, she's when she was younger, huge into 4-H. She came up with a really great idea that I'm gonna try. She said growing up, they didn't have a lot of money, and her dad couldn't afford a livestock trailer, kind of like the situation I find myself. And what she did was they took cattle panels like this, and they basically created a canopy for the trailer that they could easily slide on and off the trailer that will keep the livestock in. So as you can see, I have one side up. So they did that for all 4 sides and then the top. And so, one person could do it, but it's easier with 2 once you have them all connected into a canopy type square or box. You can easily walk it onto your trailer, and then you can tie it down with the tie downs. So your tie down's right there, you have another tie down right here, and then obviously this is all This is all really strong metal, so you can connect it to any of the sides. And using this method, they were able to use that as a hauler for their livestock. So I start with my measurements. It is 7 feet wide, 10 feet long, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially cut my cattle panels to size. Once I do that, I'm then going to start to frame them into the rectangular box that I'm going to find myself in, and I'm going to do that using zip ties. Now the zip ties are just going to be to frame it, to get that box, and then from there I'm going to use actual steel rebarb wire to wire it into place. So according to all the guidance I'm getting and from what everyone's telling me and from what I can actually see, this should work. It may not be the prettiest build in the entire world, but it'll give me way more space, it'll be safe, and it'll be multifaceted. It'll allow me to do a lot more things. So we'll see. Obviously, I'm going to take you guys with me for every step of the way, and let's do this. So we've lined everything up and we're ready to make our first cut, which is going to be right here. So as you can see, we took one side and chopped it, and now we have the back side of it up, and we're going to take our zip ties and we're going to connect them. And like I said, the zip ties are merely just to frame it. We are going to re-tie it and rewire it with some rebarb ties after it's been framed. And just like that, we got one side up. It looks good so far. So far, so good. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. As you can see, now we got both sides up. So we have the top on the back end. And so this is good because it allows us to have a little bit of rigidity. As you can see right here, it's giving it a frame, right? So it allows us to ensure that the animals that are going to be inside aren't going to get smushed together, because this adds some structure and sturdiness to it. So overall, it's looking really good. So we're going to cut our second piece for the roof here, and it's 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we just need to count 9 squares and cut it. And just like that, we got a pretty good looking livestock trailer framed out. Now all we're going to do is make sure we get this thing nice and safe and secure and get it wired in. But outside of that, I don't think that anything's going to be able to climb out, jump out. It has a roof, it has a nice frame, so let's get this wired in. So we have our wire here, and I'm going to use a liberal mount, one of the few things that I do go liberal on. We're going to get this sucker nice and secure. So we got our first wire on, and like I said, this is a strong rebar steel wire. So now we're going to wire everything else closed and secure, and we should be all set. We've been doing a lot of projects today. I have my solar generator out in the truck, and I'm recharging a battery for the lawnmower because we were feeding the animals some high quality pasture today. Got my phone plugged in because it's running out of battery. We got our solar panels up and going. And just like that, we got it all wired in. I personally think it looks great, but maybe I'm biased. We got really good support all the way around. I mean, this feels just solid, and it's all wired in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start cutting these zip ties off because we don't need them anymore. Here you have it. It's all wired shut, and it looks good. I think it looks good. The wife thinks it looks good. She just got home, so I'd say that's a win. Now, I'm obviously biased, but I don't think this looks bad at all. I think this is a really good, strong, sturdy setup. As you can see, we got everything strapped. We got it strapped down so it's not going anywhere. We have the wall strapped to the side so they can't fall in. Yeah, I'd say it's all set up and ready to go. Yeah, I really think that looks good. Everything's nice and tight and secure. Large. I mean, you could definitely fit quite a few sheep, goats, pigs, large dogs. You can fit quite a few in there. easy loading. Just put the ramp down, put some grain feed or something in there in a bucket. They'll come running right in. They can't climb, jump out. Yeah, guys, I'd say this was a much needed prep. I think it looks great, and I'll definitely be using it for years to come. It looks good. And what's great about this setup is it's easy to put on and off. So I can use my trailer for whatever I need to use it for, but if I need livestock, I literally just put this topper in. I can hold it and walk it on. I can literally walk this topper on, strap it down, and go. So it allows my trailer to be multifaceted for a lot of uses, and in this case, using it for livestock animals, and this is just outstanding. So there you guys go. A build so easy, even I could do it. And it only required 5 items. So first one being is the cattle panel. Second, bolt cutters so you can cut the panel. Third, zip ties so you can build your frame. Fourth, pliers. Good pair of pliers, you know it. And fifth, we have some really strong steel rebar wire. Which is good, which is just in time because my wife has eyed some sheep and I think we're gonna go pick them up here real soon. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. When life gives you lemons, you get some cattle panels and some rebar wire and you make a livestock trailer. But seriously, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for following me in this journey of we call homesteading, I call life. But I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, guys, long live the Republic.